The youth have gone wild. Wild indeed. I'm Adron, your host here on Thrashing Code. And today it's time for another kind of different reaction video. I don't usually react to random live shows and stuff, but I heard that some crazy stuff was going down on Skid Row. And Lizzy Hale is their new singer. So I was like, oh, what? Got on the internet and looked up this thing that I was like, oh, that's got to be a myth. What is this? This seems weird, crazy. What even is Skid Row doing these days? I have literally not really listened to him much since Sebastian and him split like 4,223 years ago. But anyway, Skid Row. Let's just say I got some memories with that band, and they're let's just say I got some memories. Story time one day. Not now though. We got to check this video out. This is Lizzy Hale singing "Youth Gone Wild" with Skid Row. I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. This is a song that had a whole lot of meaning for me when I was going wild as a youth. So I don't know, she might ruin it for me. Might be the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't know how I feel at the end of this. Hell, I might cry of happiness if she pulls it off. I mean, Sebastian Bach ain't a vocalist you trifle with in this regard, but let's give it a shot and see how it goes. I guess they got a new guitarist to go with their guitars. Another one left. One of them left. Who left? Sings a bunch of 50-something-year-old dudes and a 40-something-year-old woman. Three guitars? Oh, it's her guitars.
That was solid. Get a little again. Okay, that was pretty. That was impressive. Wait, she didn't do it. Did she do a whole set with them, I guess? God damn, man. That's kind of impressive. Riot Act. Oh, this is wild. This is totally wild. Because she's doing a seriously solid job of this. Yeah, she's doing a marvelous job. She's absolutely owning this. Owning this. I'm curious what Sebastian Bach thinks. He's probably got some snidey nonsense to say. But then, of course, he might be totally chill about it. He seems like one of them dudes he's either a total asshole or he's totally cool about things. You know, it's like one or the other. You can't, none of that middle of the road stuff. She's doing like all the screamy, wild, rangy parts. And she hits those lows too. Not that Sebastian had a lot of those. But it's kind of perfect. She's perfect for this. Oh yeah, I gotta see this though, because it's. All right, I'm gonna leave that playing for just a second. But this is tripping me out. So let's go do some looking here. Oops, I didn't mean to stop it. All right, there we go. So cancel, and then let's hear Lizzy Hale. Age. How old is she? She is born in 83. 40 years old. Okay. I didn't know she was that old. I thought she was like 30, 35 or. Is that another? Oh, she's got a signature. What? Announced that was the first female Gibson brand ambassador? I thought they'd had some. Well, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, she's awesome. I've liked Lizzy Hale for ages. I like Skid Row too. I got some of their first LPs. You know, like Slave to the Grind, the first self-titled, and I think one other I picked up. I don't remember. Anyway, I got a few because some of those original albums were definitely like choice tunes in my youth. And yeah, she's collaborated with all these bands too, including Dee Snider, Lindsey Sterling, Nita Strauss, Gwar? Oh, and I saw the Native House song. That was actually solid. Y'all should check it out if you're looking. Anyway, this one's going to run a little long because I got to talk about this for a second. So I saw Lizzy Hale a bunch of years back now. I guess
Oh, she was like, I guess she would have been 33 then, because it was about 7 years ago. I think it was about, no, oh God. No, 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 it was 10, 12 years ago now? Oh my God, time flies. Holy bananas. So anyway, was that other guitarist RJ? Anyway, Hellstorm is her band, and then who are the band members? The other guitar player? It must be RJ then. And she licked her brother's face. That's hilarious. That seems like a sibling thing, actually, to do. Not that I would lick my brother's face, because he would knock me clean out. I'd be laying on the ground in a pool of blood. But anyway, I digress. Back to the topic at hand. So Skid Row. I'm going to give you a story real quick. Then we're going to go to a Hellstorm / Lizzy story, and then we're going to talk shop about this and the songs. Anyway, so when the first Skid Row song came out, the crazy thing is, lo and behold, some of the trauma of Mississippi. So I was in one of my first bands playing music, and I was over at the buddy's house, the drummer at the time, Gary. What's up, Gary? And anyway, we were jamming. We were playing some like Metallica, Slayer stuff. Think like not Season of the Abyss. Anyway, some song. We playing Fade to Black. That was the other one we were working on, putting those songs together. And dude comes over and says, blah, blah, blah. Got to go visit my dad. Then I'll be back over like an hour, something like that. It's like, oh, okay, that's way on the other end of town. So yeah, I go see your dad, and then you'll be back. Okay. We'll be here chilling. When you get back, we'll go get food at like Waffle House or something like that. And so we kept playing. Dude didn't come back. It's like 2-3 hours later, and his buddy that went with him finally came, called us. I think he called us, and I forget if he talked to Gary or Dave, the other guitar player. Anyway, we talked to somebody in the band. It was like, dude, we went over there, and his dad answered the door and shot him in the head. He's dead. Woo! Heavy. As we sat down and we listened to Skid Row song, 18 and a Life. We didn't mean to like give it that effed up synergy, but there it was. That dude was going to jail. Just shot his son in the head. How do you do that, man? What kind of warped life do you live to do that? So anyway, a little TMI story. But instantly, needless to say, that trauma bonded me to Skid Row, right? So I got into that album, listened to that album. Years later, Slave to the Grind came out. And I was at this camp, like a school camp or music camp or something. I don't know, some type of kid camp, right? And I was there, and I was talking to some girls, and they were being assholes. Remember that very specifically. But then I pulled out my little player, and I was listening to some Skid Row, and I realized I didn't care. I just didn't. I was listening to Slave to the Grind, Monkey Business. Monkey Business was one of the songs. Good song. Solid song. Everything off those first albums was solid. Some of the stuff since has probably been solid too. But seriously, like if you like that type of music, Skid Row they were like literally one of the best bands of that era, like late 80s, early 90s type of thing. And that album just set with me. And it was at a time, it's kind of weird, where I realized that I was going to end up being super independent and alone a lot because I just liked to be, right? At that camp, I realized that I didn't really want to be around most of the people there. And those girls that I thought that I was into, I didn't really want to be around them either. They were just being cruel and catty and just, I don't know. I don't even remember how old I was, but they're just being shitty to me. And I was like, you know what? I don't even need to talk to you. Look back, years later, find out. They were flirting with me? Smooth. on their part, because I just thought they were being, yeah, that. Come to find out, that was their method of flirting. Weird. That was real mature. I thought by that age, little boys and little girls quit hitting each other or whatever stupid thing that kids do that doesn't work out. Anyway, so that was the trauma bonded experience of those Skid Row albums. The first listen of those respective things, like 18 and a Life got me hooked. Then I got the album, got into Youth Gone Wild, and all the other songs on there. Every one of them is a gem. Slave to the Grind, every one of them's a gem. Just solid stuff. Sebastian Bach, kind of nuts. Skid Row, heavy drinking band. Years later, when I got into Pantera, who do they go on tour with? They go on tour with Skid Row, right? So they're all drinking their asses off. And you go to a Pantera show or Skid Row show at that time, that era, you can be doing the same thing pretty much. It don't matter if you're not 21 or not 18 or whatever the legal age was at the time, and in which state or whatever. But it was spectacular fun. The Skid Row or Pantera, seeing them live was like just absolute choice bands of the era, and just great shows, great performances, and absolutely nutso that they would get that wasted. Like, it is hard to imagine performing that yeah, it's just nuts that they could pull it off. I know later in Pantera's career, probably later in Skid Row's career too, they'd gotten kind of sloppy, but they'd gotten into heavier drug stuff by then too. But just the amount of alcohol is just insane that they'd still pull off their performances. So that's Skid Row. Lizzy Hale I saw 12, 13 years ago now in Portland at the Roseland. Absolutely great show. And I went. I don't remember even why I went to that show. That cracks me up, right? And it was wild. I went to the show and I went with a couple people. Anyway, I think she was opening for somebody. So I don't remember who I was going to see or what the deal was. Anyway, she was great. Hellstrom was great. Loved the show. Absolutely had a great time. And the fact that she's about to be singing for those dudes is nuts, because that's a pretty good match. It's kind of interesting that she's gonna, like, I guess, not do her own band for a while and do Skid Row. I don't know how that works, but whatever. I guess if she wants to do it, more power to her. I think it's a spectacular fit. I think she's gonna be just absolutely kick ass for that. Maybe they'll do some new music. Even though this is the acting front person, whatever that means. So let's hear. And then, so I looked up how old she is, because I am curious how old Skid Row. Skid Row. Oh, the band. Skid Row band. There we go. American rock band. Okay. Sebastian Bach was the original singer. That's this dude. He used to be super pretty back then too. Back when people weren't so weird about everything. See, what is this? So, Skid Row. Oh, he did Slave to the Grind, the inside car art for Subhuman Race. Oh, that's another one that's good. I got that one. I don't think it's as good as the original self-titled and Slave to Grind, but it's still it's solid. Oh, and Kid Wicked, I forgot he did that whole thing. But yeah, Skid Row 87 to 96. So he's in there for a while. And so yeah, anyway, he played with them for ages, and he's the one that helped them launch into stardom with those first big albums. Oh yeah, and he's done Broadway since then. That's trippy. I forgot all about that. But he's done a lot of stuff, and they don't have Lizzy on there yet. So anyway, let's see. Rob Fuso, is that the guy? He's from 96. And fellas, he sung for Anthrax too. Oh god, all this like back and forth of band members. Where's the little chart? I want to see the little chart. They usually have a chart that shows who's been playing who. Current members: Dave the Snake Sabo. Oh, he went to 96, then 99 present. Okay. Oh, I guess they broke up and then got back together. Rachel Bolan is the bass player, and then Scotty Hill is guitar, backing vocals. Yeah, so how, let's see here. I'll just click on each of them. And then, let's see here. He is, yeah, 59, 60, and 60. Yeah, so I figured they was like late 50s, early 60s or something. But yeah, so that's pretty wild that she's going to be performing at 40. So 20 years age difference. And I'm not dissing on that at all. I'm just curious like how much of a gap there was. Cuz like she's like I guess she would have been like 5 when their original self-titled album came out. She's probably listening to it though, knowing that she was listening to a bunch of stuff at a young age, kind of like I was. But that's cool. That's super cool. Just wanted to view it and react and see what's up and see where the band members are now, what all is going on with that. I'm fascinated by the whole situation. I'd be interested in catching them at a tour, but I ain't going out to no damn casino either to catch them on a tour. They either going to play music venues or I ain't going out to the middle of nowhere for a show. But with that, catch you on the next reaction video. It'll be back to some, regular videos on whatever's next. Like I said, I just had to check that out. That was fun. Great stuff. Anyway, if you're curious, highly suggest checking out Hellstrom and definitely check out Skid Row, especially if you're into that old glam stuff. I don't even know if you'd consider them glam back then. They were a little bit heavier, and they didn't really do. Anyway, they weren't the same like Poison and Motley Crue and all them. But with that, keep thrashing, and I will catch you next video.